So we've got the other pieces out of the way, and now we're removing the last one. So we got those out. There they go. So now we got some bearings here, and the rest of the hub assembly is going to come right off. You see how wiggly it is. This is the stub of the CV joint, so you're getting an idea of how this all works. That's the stub of it right there. So two hands to pull this off. It's kind of heavy, so we're going to get to that. Okay, that was easy. It's off. You can see the bearings, some more washers in there. They'll sit down in a lovely little bit. That's all we'll need to do for that. Here's the end of the CV joint. So we got the trumpet. Looks like a trumpet. When we take it off, you'll see it. We're going to pull these bolts, and we'll be inside, and we'll be at the CV joint in the hub right here. So here we go. Okay, got the bolts removed. Again, you can see they got thread locker on them, so you'll need some thread locker. You're going to need to tap this with a little love tap with the hammer, just a couple times, kind of right in here. Ow! That's not supposed to come all the way off and slap me in the leg, but it did. And that was unpleasant. Okay, so there it is. The trumpet came off. There is our CV joint right there. And there is our axle and our CV. It's attached there. The seal we're going to replace is way up in there. So we'll have to investigate whether we can get to that from here or not. I don't think we will be able to. So we may go a little further on the teardown. So, but that's it. There's your CV joint attached to your drive shaft right there. So when you turn your wheel, you can see it. That's how it continues to drive while your wheel's moving. See how that works? Isn't that amazing? Alright, that's it. Well, I got to clean up a little bit more. You can see there's a bunch of grease in there where it should have been not been grease. So it's kind of nasty. Anyway, alright, we're going on into it. Okay, I pulled the drive shaft. I wanted to show the 10 spline drive shaft. This is replaced halfway through the 93 year with a 24 spline, which is much sturdier. But that's the 10 spline right there. So we are a 10 spline truck. No worries. I'm not that big an off-road beast. So if we start spinning these off in the future, we'll just upgrade to 24s. Again, we're there. I did not buy this gasket. I'm hoping I won't need it again. But I'm going to use my gasket sealing blue stuff. And we'll create that first. Alright, so we're going to tear this the rest of the way down. Lots of bolts, lots of nuts, so we're getting on it. Okay, next we're going to take the crown nut off here. You got to remove the cotter pin. Never reuse your cotter pin unless it's an emergency. And take the crown nut off, and we're going to have to pop this steering arm off. I tend to use, where's my bloody hammer? There it is. Tend to just give it a couple little love taps. Hopefully you're not crushing the nut. Alright, it's not going to come. Got to have to do some harder stuff. Hang on. Okay, next steps. Since we're not going to take the seal off, we don't need to take those bolts off. We're not going to take this seal off right here. So we'll leave that intact. We're just going to remove the bolts from here and take this away from the hub. That's our plan right now. That's okay, but we'll need to remove the ABS sensor here. And that's okay because the brake fluid has busted my membrane and I need to get it down in a bucket because it's making a mess. So we're going to work to that. So this is coming off, this ABS sensor right here. And this bracket with the brakes attached to it are going to come up and get out of the way. And then we'll pull this with this in piece intact. So we'll pull this one unit right here all off together. So that's the plan. We're working on it now. Okay. So the ABS sensor is out now with this bracket. There it is. That's the ABS sensor. The end of it, which spins, there's a toothed nut underneath there, and it changes the voltage as it goes past there, just like my fingers. And it knows when it's spinning and not spinning. It's pretty simple. Okay, so we're going to get this up out of the way. We're going to get that brake fluid stop leaking and get on to moving the rest of the hub off. Okay, hub's off. Spindle, whatever they call this piece, is off. You see that's how we make our turn when we turn. The seal we're replacing is right there. And we got to pop it out. It's got to be popped from the opposite side. It's metal, so it'll have to be pressed in easily. So we'll have to do that from the back side. So that's got to come out. So we'll be working on that. What we could have done now is go to this piece and pull this piece out, and we would have replaced that seal. That's your I can't remember the name of that seal. Sorry, it's left me. That's where we leak a lot of fluid whenever that seal perishes. I did not replace them this time because I've replaced them in the last 100,000 miles or so. So that's what we're going to go with. Anyway, lots of cleanup, you can tell. Everything is screaming dirty, nasty, and that'll all have to be cleaned off. So, alright, so I'm going to replace this seal, popping it out, and be back.